Hello, students. For those of you absent, here's what happened in class over this past week. So, I wasn't here last week, which is odd. I personally left Mrs. Autumn in charge. Well, I didn't have a choice, so yay. I was on a short, last-minute vacation, a family thing. However, Mrs. Autumn, I noticed something very important. Well, I noticed you didn't talk about the disappearances last week. You know, they're not announced to the school, so I expect we let the students know when they happen so we can ensure their safety.
Yes, of course. I was unaware of anyone else being reported missing.
But one of the two students who went missing was from your other classes.
I'm sure they're fine. Shouldn't we get back to the lesson?
I need you to tell the students when something happens. Students are going missing, and this whole school is weird. We have to let everyone know. I've actually been looking around at some schools, and the weird things that go on only happen here. So last week I looked into all my clues and was sorting through them
I don't think we should discuss this right now. Mr. Bruno, we don't want to worry the students. Let's move on with the lesson. Keep your voice down.
Keep my voice down?
Liquids! How well do you know them? First, you need to come to term with the terms. Surface tension is the tension in the room when you notice another student is missing. It's just on the surface. Capillarity are the potassium iodine capsules you all take to protect you from radiation. And finally, viscosity is the viciousness level of the principal when he finds out you haven't entered in grades for an entire semester. Whoops! Tuesday, we were working with surface tension. In a liquid, the molecules tend to experience a net attraction downward, filling whatever container it is in perfectly. This means that the surface area, the first liquid molecules we can touch with our fingers, has the fewest molecules and therefore the smallest surface area. This makes the top layer a little bit stronger than the rest of the water. Surface tension is what we call the energy we need to break through that top layer to get to the rest of the liquid, whatever that may be. Different liquids have different surface tensions, and we pulled out our kit to test them out. Diethyl ether, butanol, water, and when we broke a few thermometers, we also tested mercury.
Freddie set the diethyl ether on fire. Abigail H. accidentally added a few extra ingredients to butanol and made it butyric acid. Ugh. Ugh. God, butyric acid. And Marcus mixed the mercury with the nitric acid, and we had to leave. Why don't you go ahead?
Okay, Wednesday
No, I was being sarcastic. Wednesday, we learned more about capillarity, the competition between gravity and growth. In a way. We projected on the big screen TV that was kindly lent to us, and yes, it was actually lent to us this time, how when you add water to a shape to the brim, and then more, it creates a concave meniscus. This is because the hydrogen molecules of the water bond with the oxygen molecules of the glass, creating a film of water. It also raises the surface tension, making it taut, like a trampoline.
This is why it's important to measure from the bottom of the concavity. Just saying. Mercury, under the same conditions, does the opposite. It creates a convex meniscus because the mercury pulls away from the walls. Guess you can see who's the popular kid in school between water and mercury.
Friday, we finished with viscosity, the resistance of a liquid when flowing. Think of you students as you're going through the halls leaving school. There are two factors that influence viscosity: what the temperature is and what the shape is. When you raise the temperature of the school, say with a fire, for example, you students go through the halls much faster. The resistance is lessened and you get to the relative safety of the outside quicker. But it also depends on what group you're in as you're running away from the fire. If you were in a group of cheerleaders that are compelled to always hold hands, you might go much slower than, say, a single chemistry teacher who is running for his life. You feel compelled to leave no girl behind, whereas I feel compelled to get out alive. See? Any situation is a chemistry situation. I know this has been a bit odd, but this weekend there's no homework. Just try to reach out to the missing student, should you know them, and...
Don't do that. Don't do that. Sometimes things happen. No need to go call everyone in town.
Children are missing! Why are you being so weird?
With all due respect, I've been here much longer than you. Sometimes there are some things you don't understand. Sometimes there are things better left alone.
We'll talk after.
Yes, I agree.
No homework this weekend. Stay safe. Please. We'll see you next week.